Hey guys, what is up? This is Cody, or xCodeh. How's it going today? Today's video is one of those stories that I always love telling because this is definitely like top tier of like one of the funniest things that's ever happened to me. I was scrolling through the vault of xCodeh's life stories, and by that I mean a folder on my computer, and a couple of them are getting a little dusty. And this story actually involves a character that was in, I'd say, a couple of some of the OG life stories on my channel. Let me know in the comments if you guys know who the scumbag steals my weed character is. Let me know in the comments. So one quick thing before this life story starts, if you guys would like to support my channel, I have some merch available right now. First link in the description if you guys would like to go and cop something. So big thank you. So this story starts out in middle school. This was back when I got transferred into a completely different school system, all new kids. It was honestly a really crazy experience for me. A lot of people go through it and it's kind of a negative thing, but honestly I think it was a pretty positive thing for me because I went from like being a really antisocial kid to like being forced into a situation where I had to make all new friends. And, you know, in the beginning, it was pretty difficult, but I got to it. I made some friends. And one of the friends that I ended up making was this, I'm just going to say his name. I don't really think it matters. His name was Josh. This kid was the kid from the Scumbag Steals My Weed video. Josh and I were like the class clowns for this one class that we both had towards the end of the day. And in this English class, every single day we would be saying nonsense. We would just make corny little jokes here and there, go back and forth on jokes, make them even more funny, and just make the whole class laugh. It was almost like a dedicated period of time in the day where we would just go and have fun. So on this really, really hot summer day, I remember it was one of those days where like the windows were open in the classroom, but it was the third floor of the school, so it was hot as hell. There was nothing you're doing about it. There was a fan going, but like you'd think the fan would do anything, but no, it made it worse because everybody, it was one of the last periods of the day. Everybody had that sitting in a school chair for 7 hours stench on them, and it was just rotating it around the room, just we need to start a petition to get every single school in America to have air conditioning. Anyways, getting back to the story, it was one of those days, hot and sticky, just didn't want to concentrate on the schoolwork, and me and him were just cracking jokes left and right, making the class laugh. It was awesome. Honestly, I really miss that shit sometimes. And it got to a point where me and him were saying this one joke, and she was just like, if either of you say anything, you're both going to the office. I'm tired of this. About 10-15 minutes goes by. We both say another joke. And she stops us. She stops us right before we say anything else. She's like, right at the beginning, okay? We didn't even get the laughs going or anything, man. Right to the office right now. You're kicked out of the class. We're all like, I'm like, oh shit, she actually did it. Because I personally had never gotten kicked out at that point. I usually chilled when she got to that point. Like, I usually chilled. My friend, on the other hand, my friend Josh, he didn't give a fuck. Okay, he would just go savage mode and get kicked out. I guess his parents didn't care. He'd be getting kicked out at least 3 times a week. So we're strolling down to the principal's office, actually to the vice principal. Very important in this story here. And we're sitting to the lady at the desk, and she's like, why are you guys here? All attitude and stuff. And we're like, oh, we get kicked out of class. We were just making some jokes. She's like, why are you guys being such class clowns? She was so mean. I don't think I remember saying anything back to that. I think my friend might have said anything, but not really important. So then the vice principal of the school comes out, and he had that signature like army built looking dude. Like he was just this big ass fucking muscular dude. He had a bald ass head, and he was just super mean to every single person in the school. And he's like, all right guys, come in my office. We sit down, and me and him both have a smile on his face. He's like, get that smile off your face. And then he goes over to his computer. He's typing away, looking at what the teacher emailed him about. I want to give you a slight backstory on this vice principal before we continue this because it's very, very important here. Very important. So his name was Mr. Mago because he had a chrome dome. And everybody was mean to him because he was truly a dick to every single person that I had ever seen have a conversation with him. Like, I think he honestly was in the military because he had that attitude on him. He had that, like, vibe. Whenever you talk to him, you feel like you were just getting talked down on, like he was just going to fucking beat the shit out of you. And so it was like a constant joke throughout the entire school that whenever he was walking the hallways, somebody in the hallway, they'd be, like, behind 3 people, just, like, behind a backpack, just, like, yo, Mr. Mango. They would just call him Mr. Mango, and he would get so mad. I don't know if it had to do with him getting mad and his face getting red on top of his head being bald. I don't know, but either way, Brother Banks, am I right? So Mr. Mango was giving us a stern lecture on why we need to stop being such jabronis to this English teacher. And he doesn't want to see us back in his office from getting kicked out from her. And he looks at my friend Josh right in the eyes and he's like, you especially. I've seen you in my office many times in the past couple weeks. Next time you're going to get a suspension. And I don't know if it was on purpose. I don't know if it was by accident. He's just like, okay, I'm so sorry, Mr. Mango. And he's just like, what did you just say? And he's just like, Mago, sorry, Mago. And he's just like, okay, that's what I thought. And then he goes back on his computer, and I think he was typing something up, like an email back to the English teacher or something, or an email to our parents or something. And the entire time that he was slightly distracted, I noticed right in the center of his desk, he had this bowl of candy. This wasn't the streamline opportunity, okay, the golden ticket opportunity to ask for a piece of candy. I really feel like the timing wasn't right, you know? I don't. So what did I do? You know, I just put my hand on the desk, you know, I acted like I was just chilling, and then just slowly crept my hand, slowly got a little bit closer to the candy. He looked at Josh, said something. I stopped. I was just chilling. And he turned around to open the drawer in his desk, and I just take a fucking fat handful. I'm talking, you're going Halloween trick-or-treating candy, and there's that bowl that says, be honest, take one. Hell no, you're not taking one. You're pouring the entire bowl into your fucking pillowcase and calling it a night. I took a whole big-ass handful and just shoved it in my pocket and just put my arms down like nothing happened. He turns back around and he's just like, let me see your planners, which is basically just like a sign-in sheet thing we had on our agendas for the day, basically. And the teachers would just sign it off when we'd go in between classes. And as I'm pulling out my planner to give it to him, I don't know if maybe the candy made a little crumple noise. I don't know what gave him this sixth sense to check his candy bowl, but I'm putting my planner on the desk and he gives me this look. He looks me right in the eyes like he's staring through my soul, bro. He is just like I was a deer in fucking headlights, man. And then he says, did you take some of my candy? And I just smiled and I'm like, yeah, I took some of your candy. And I just put this huge pile of fucking like handful pile of candy, just plop it back. And he's just he gives me this look like, what? Who do you think you are? Signs my planner all angrily and just throws it at us, bro. Takes the planners and fucking throws it at us. Get out of my office. I don't want to see you back in here. We don't say a word. The moment that door clicks behind us, that door hits the hinges, me and him look at each other and start crying laughing. We are dead with laughter, bro. That was the funniest thing. We were laughing so loud that the secretary lady that we were talking to in the beginning when we went in there, she came out and she's like, what are you guys laughing about? Why are you guys being so loud? And we're like, oh, nothing at all. We're going back to class. She's like, yeah, you better, or you're going to end up right back in here. She was so pissed. I will never, ever forget that, you know, getting kicked out of an English class for being a jabroni and getting talked to by the vice principal and trying to steal so much candy from him. Okay, I get it. It wasn't like a running from the cops story, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any stories of getting kicked out of class. Hopefully you don't. Don't be a jabroni like me. Okay, you go to school to learn, not get kicked out of class, but live a little, right? Leave a like on the video if you guys enjoyed. Let's go for 10,000 likes. That'd be beyond snazzy. Check the links in the description if you want to follow me on my social media, and also to, you know, one more reminder about the merch. And have yourself a snazzy day. Peace.